I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.
We are PopCulturists. This is PopCTV, the show where we focus our look onto a particular topic.
No, that's not it.
That's not it either.
We were just talking about how we don't have a fluid intro. So
Yeah.
we're just trying, like every video is something different.
Like that
clicks.
first 10 seconds where it's our names.
Yeah, that wasn't.
Nailed it. Like
I'm Ryan, I'm Josh. That's perfect.
Like that's not the part we're worrying about.
No. But anyway, that's not it. But anyway, what are we talking about?
This week, we are taking a look at, this is where Dylan comes in and puts shit across the screen for us. Top 10 games that stand the test of time.
In small font, because that's a lot of words.
So for that all on one screen.
We're doing our first top 10 list.
Yeah, so-
we have sunk to that level. The
top
views...
10, yeah, top 10 lists are pretty big on the internet.
Yeah.
And we thought, well, let's
do one of
let's
ours.
be garbage and
Except
let's
we've
do
only
it.
got 8.
Yeah, well, 8, because I'm going to think of 2 as we go. But essentially, how did this come about? You had the idea for this one.
So we've been playing the Uncharted collection, and it just I kind of thought these games are really, really good. And like I mentioned to you, I played the train scene in Uncharted 2. I'm like, that was incredible. I wish that I played it when it was relevant. And you said it's more impressive that it's still so good now. And I thought, okay, well that kind of goes into, well, it's, it stood the test of time. It's been, 6 or 7 years since, what's the second one called? Amongst Thieves came out. And that scene is still amazing. So what else is there? What have we played recently that's old when we thought, hey, this is still really fucking good.
Yeah.
And still
Now,
worth buying.
A lot of these games, what you won't see on this standard top 10 games of all time list. The whole point for us, it's games that we love, that we come back to constantly, that we think has stand the test of time.
Got some. One rule is basically we're not mentioning remasters, even though that led from Uncharted. These are games that maybe have been remastered, but we're not talking about that particular version of the game.
And can we do franchises as a whole?
No. Well, if you're struggling to get your last 2, then sure. But let's get through what we've got, and then we'll go.
Alright, see, my first one is actually quite nice and easy. You would have seen this coming. Pokemon Red and Blue.
Oh my god!
Shocking! Oh!
No, but that's relevant because, it was released, like a month ago?
Yeah.
On DS.
Yep.
And we've been playing it, and we're still enjoying it.
Yeah.
Like, what is it about that game that you think just...
I think it's so simple in its it's so simple in its idea and its premise and its mechanics, and it's
not like Pokemon is now.
Like, it's a really strong, turn-based. What's the word I'm looking for?
RPG.
Yeah, turn-based RPG. It's exactly what it is.
Essentially an RPG.
Yeah. What is your role playing to get to the Pokemon League? So it's so beautifully simple. It gets that nice little collector's itch. That
Which
having
we haven't done
150 Pokemon, 151 at the time.
It's achievable.
Yeah, it's an achievement of its day. It's like a trophy list. It's like that,
the first trophy list, like.
Yeah, because you would aim to get that 150.
You go to school and go, guess what? I got 150 Pokemon. Because at that time, I don't think you could actually get Mew.
Yeah.
I got 150. Like, no way. It's like, the equivalent these days, and guess what? Like, I platinum The Last of Us. Like, really? Because that Last of Us trophy list is fucking horrendous. Like, it was an achievement back then.
And the best thing about it as well is it really brought you together, like, as friends. You're like, hey, you've got this, I need this, swap.
Yeah.
So it gets in my Pokedex, then we'll send it back.
Or like, this only evolves when I trade it, so, you get one of the other ones that only evolves when you trade, we'll swap back.
Yeah, so it's like, I have red, you have blue, I'll get Hitmonlee, you get Hitmonchan, whatever, and then you have the third friend that gives you that third starter. It's... Yeah. Not just, like, it gives you fond memories, but it's also such a strong basis of what's become an incredible franchise.
So you can pick up... You can get it on DS now for like, was it
$12.95? So you should get on 3DS for $15. $14.95 for Red, Blue,
The
and
original
Yellow.
games, if you were to buy the cartridge from eBay, if it's secondhand and opened, you can get about $20 or $30.
Yeah.
If it's new and sealed, you're looking at hundreds.
There's no way.
But you can still play it now if you choose.
I have a blue version somewhere in the house, and a yellow version somewhere.
I have red, blue, yellow, gold, and silver at home.
That's silver.
I'm a little bit of a
maybe I did get gold as well. Either way, next.
Number one
what's your
for my list, which is number
2.
two. Let's go that way. Abe's Odyssey.
Oddworld Abe's Odyssey. Yeah, I remember having this on PlayStation 1.
Originally released on PS1 in September 97.
Wow.
That's 19 years ago. I was playing this game when I was 9 years old. And it got re-released on Vita and PS4.
Yeah, like
as
last year.
new and tasty. But I had it before that when it was just... They just ported it over. Original graphics and everything. And... first of all, the cutscenes in that game, even the original game, still look really good by today's standard. But it was such an original game. Screen, please, Dylan. Thank you. It was such a 2D platformer, puzzle platformer, I guess you'd put it into. And such a simple concept, save your friends, you chant, you take over the bad guys. But it is so fun to play now. And it's really... You get a lot of senses of foreboding. Like, it's a scary kind of game. Like, when the scarabs are chasing you and you're running through the screens and jumping and all that kind of stuff. Then there's another one, you got to, jump up a ledge. And a phobia of mine in video games is being chased. Like, think Crash Bandicoot, Boulder Run. I think that's probably what started it. Running from the scarabs. Even in Uncharted, running from the ghoul things in number 1. Being chased in video games... really scares me. And in Abe's Odyssey, you get chased a lot.
Now, we should also mention as well, with the reason these games set time, as in, if you were to play them tomorrow, they would still be, they'd feel as good as if they played
fun and engaging.
And I think this game really, and they've remastered the game, but we're talking about the original.
Talking about the original.
Because all they did is made this new one prettier. That's pretty much exactly all they did.
The levels are the same, everything's the same, gameplay's the same, controls are still really tight, even with the original version.
For me, I remember what I loved about it was the dedicated fart button. I think that's probably what tickled my fancy.
Especially when you because you can talk to your friends, hello, follow me.
Hello.
And they giggle and stuff.
Yeah, follow me. Okay.
When you hear the guy go, what? It's a fun game. The story's fun. There's many funny moments. Even just you traversing the landscape and running into a wall and falling over. The sound, you're ugh, and falls on his ass. It's fun. Yeah, that's what it used to be fun.
What a game.
You can get it now on PS3, PS4, Vita, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and Steam. It's readily available. Steam, $3 at the moment. Do yourself a favour. On everything else, it's about $8 to $10.
Number 3. Now this is you'll never see this on any other list, ever. But it's a game that I love with my inner being. It is Harvest Moon Back to Nature for the PlayStation 1.
When you first told me you were playing this game and how excited you were, it was on Vita and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, this just isn't your kind of game. That's not you as a gamer. I don't picture you playing it. Why does this game mean so much to you?
I don't know. So I remember getting this game when I was about 11 or 12. Back in the days, I had some friends hey, you've got to play this. And I was like, all right, I'll give it a go.
On what console?
On PlayStation 1.
Okay.
It's a simple RPG. It's a farming simulator. Is essentially what it is.
It sounds so lame.
But without the microtransactions. So it's the whole idea is you get inherited this farm from your grandpa who assumes died, and the mayor of the town's you've got 3 years to do up this farm and become part of the village or you're out. And that's it. You just build up the farm. You build relationships in the town. There's a mine. You go mining. You get cows and chickens and whatever, all that sort of stuff. And
it's a bedtime game.
Oh man, it's the perfect Vita game. So I knew it came out in the US on Vita ages ago, but it never came across to the Australian. So I was waiting and waiting and waiting. Finally came out boom, because it's perfect. You can just play it for because each day is about 15-20 minutes if you play the full length of the day. So you play it, you just put it away, and I play it on the drive to work when Millie's driving.
Ooh, okay.
And I play it on my break at work. I sit at my desk and do a couple of chores.
That's why I miss my Vita for lunchtime stuff.
Yeah, it's so simple, and the mechanics are so simple. It's just awesome, but there's such a level to it that you have to play it right.
Okay.
As in, you
can fuck up.
Oh my god, you can fuck it up so quick.
Do the townspeople chase you out with burning pitchforks?
No, not really.
And
It's
stuff,
just kind of the end. It's the end of 3 is hey man. When the first time I played, there's a horse, right? I didn't know you could buy a brush.
Yeah.
It seems so dumb, but you could talk to the horse and that establishes relationship, blah blah blah. But it slows it down. So by the whole point being, at the end of that year, they'll come back and check how the horse is. If the horse doesn't love you, the horse leaves, and you don't get another horse for the rest of the game.
So you didn't look after the horse, so...
No.
It's not. Okay.
You know, an example in the game I'm playing right now, I had a cow die. I bought a cow. I didn't feed it that day because it was at the end of the day. Next day, I fed it, but it was sick. And then there's a public holiday in the game, and it died the next day. Like, I didn't have enough...
Farmers take public holidays?
Apparently.
Like, sorry, chickens, I can't feed you today.
I don't know. I did what I need,
but
the shop was... In order to get the medicine, the shop was shut because of the public holiday.
Okay. So all the timing just effed you over.
Oh, it ruined it for me. And I'm having so much fun naming shit. Like, I have a dog, its name's Batman. I have a horse's name's Alfred. All the chickens are villains for Batman. So there's like Joker, Two-Face, Bane, Poison Ivy, Harley Quinn, and then I go over to my cows, and all my cows are the Bat family. So there's Nightwing and Robin and Batgirl, and look at the sheep. The sheep is Superman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern. I have so much fun, and it's the Pop C Farm is its full name. Oh, nice. I love this game so much, and you can buy it on Vita and PS3 through the PlayStation 1 emulator software thing. It's like $10.
Sounds worth it.
God, I love it so much.
Number 4. Diablo 2. Did you ever play these games?
No, but Millie loves Diablo.
Did she play the other ones too?
Yes,
What the fuck isn't she sitting here then?
Yeah,
Diablo 2
not be in front of a camera.
is a very special game to me. It was the first game I land with friends. Like in my computer room, my family room when I was younger, there was the kids' computer and my dad's computer. My buddy would come over, both computers, same room. We'd land together on this game.
Yep.
And we'd have Hybrid Theory just pumping all night while we played, right? Okay. It was a good time.
Yeah.
The game now, like Diablo 3's come out and everyone's like, it's fucking shit, it's okay. But Diablo 2 had so much charm to it. It was darker than most games that were out around then. And the story's fucking garbage. But the gameplay is so fun. And it's punishing. Like, when you get points to level up your attributes as you level up, and you get a skill point every level. And they're permanent. You can't respec your character. So once you click that tick button to drop a point, that's it for that character. Unless you use like background mods that you can change and do whatever you want. But back then I was like 12. I don't know.
Okay.
It was a very hard game. And the feeling of accomplishment beating it was, it was really good. And yeah, going back to play it now, the graphics have fallen a little bit, but they have patched it so you can put it to a high resolution now. They're patching it again so it runs on the new operating systems properly.
So is this proper support?
Proper support.
That's impressive.
So it came out in June 2000. You can still buy it now from Blizzard online, Battle.net, because Blizzard have their own Steam kind of thing now, where World of Warcraft, Diablo, StarCraft.
Command & Conquer?
No.
Was that Blizzard?
No. Heroes of the Storm, all their games. $12.95.
God,
it's worth it.
Number 4. Number 4 is... Oh, 5. Yeah, number 5. So, number 5 for me is Donkey Kong Country on Super Nintendo.
Oh, you bitch.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's okay.
Yeah, the Donkey Kong Country 64, I remember sorry, on Super
Donkey
Nintendo.
Kong.
Original Donkey Kong, outside of the one with Mario, like back in the day.
Yeah.
What I remember loving about it at the time is no other game looked like it. It had a reasonable 3D... The original 3D, like it was a 2D platformer,
but traversing the map.
Traversing it, so it had a sort of 3D aspect to it. It was fast, it was quick. You had your little buddy, you had Diddy Kong. Yeah. It was fun. You threw things, you jumped things. There was minecarts. I loved it. I'd go back if I was to go back.
Animals he could ride.
Yeah, the animals you could ride. Like we get through them, you'd go to the secret animal level and you'd just do things.
Yeah. Loved On Guard, the swordfish.
Yeah.
So have you played that recently?
I have actually, because you can buy it on 3DS. Because they
all the classics
with the new Nintendo 3DS XL, it does have enough power to run SNES games.
How?
Through emulation, of course.
Okay, right, gotcha.
Because you can with the Virtual Console, you can get any Game Boy Advance Nintendo game, so NES. But then they've just released SNES. Okay. So I can get like Mario World and that sort of stuff. But the first thing I got was Donkey Kong Country because it's so good. And I think it's like $11 on the Nintendo Store.
Well, jumping off that, number 6, Donkey Kong 64. Do you remember the yellow cartridge?
Yeah, I never had 64.
That was so unique. Grey cartridges.
Except for Zelda, which was gold.
Zelda and Pokemon did gold. Donkey Kong did bright yellow. And this game introduced the rest of the Kong family. Like from the other games, you had Cranky Kong, the Flight Kong guy. I forget his
Flight
name.
Kong guy.
Flight Kong.
Yeah.
They introduced 5 playable characters: Chunky Kong, Tiny Kong, and Lanky Kong. Sound dumb, but each had their own individual abilities that they could do. Areas only they could go to. And you had to rescue them all throughout the world, and then you could go travel back. Like, the replayability in this game, like, hey, look, I can go through there. Not until I have this character, though. So the replayability and the backtracking, it was well worth it. There was 200 golden bananas to collect. I did. It was the first, other than Mario...
Fist bumping,
Let's not make that awkward.
Yeah.
Other than, Mario 64, it was... Mario would never be classed as a puzzle platformer, I guess.
No.
But Donkey Kong 64 was a real puzzle platformer, like full 3D and everything. Looked gorgeous, still does. It was released in November 99. Still a gem to play, controls really well, because I have a 64 at home. A Pokemon one, limited edition one.
Get out!
Yeah. Smash Brothers, Mario Kart,
We
Pokemon Stadium 1 and 2, Pokemon Snap.
Oh, man, we have to have a
All
session.
that. You can pick it up now. Used cartridges on eBay is actually only $25. Not as
bad.
much as you'd expect.
You did some research for this, didn't you?
Yeah, but new ones in the box are like $200-$300.
Jeez.
That's a collector's thing. If you bought that and opened it, you would just die instantly. You'd be smited. Do you have a number set?
I do,
7?
but I just blanked it. Like, I was like, oh, it'll be this one, and I just lost it.
7 or 8? I don't fucking know.
It'll be number 7.
Yeah.
How did I lost it? I just have it. It's gone. It's completely gone.
Number 7, Warcraft 3. Shit. Did you ever play it?
No.
Are you going to be thinking?
Yeah.
Okay. Warcraft 1 and 2, great games. Number 3 is what
Got it.
really established Blizzard and what is now the world of Warcraft to everyone. Like, Warcraft 3 was an RTS, like Command and Conquer, Age of Empires, all those kind of games. Build your base, mine some minerals and all that. It's still played now, like, competitively. The graphics hold up really well. It's a smooth, fun game to play. It's been out for like 14 years. You can still buy it. Same place you get Diablo 2 from Battle.net Online. It is still so much fun to play. Like, RTS games now, like the new StarCraft, they scare the hell out of me. Because I like to play them online. And it's so intimidating and stuff to play that stuff. And I have a fear of losing too. $25, but it is so worth it.
Yeah.
So with the Warcraft movie coming up, some of these characters might be in there. Go back and play it, please.
I'm going to go with mine. Mine is Tekken 3.
Ooh.
Tekken 3 PlayStation 1. I don't know what year it came out. But I picked this up. I loved it growing up. I loved it so much. I remember unlocking every character and learning the moveset of almost every character.
You didn't just play Eddie Gordo and just mash
I did I knew how to smash any motherfucker with Eddie Gordo. But I was also,
on purpose, so
on purpose.
like you knew
not
the
spamming.
combos.
I knew the combos. I knew what to, how to get them up in the air and like spin them and keep them up and then like.
Because I remember I'd like fight my sister and I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking smash you, and she'd just palm all the buttons with Eddie, and he'd be doing all this.
Yeah. So mind you, it doesn't look that good now if you go back and play it, but the mechanics are there. I think it's so strong. It's so good. It's one of the best games I remember playing on PlayStation 1.
Would you argue now, because of the boom of indie games, and you know how they typically are graphically, they go back to the retro style, that graphics don't matter anymore.
Yes,
to an extent.
It depends. This is a side conversation.
Sorry, yeah.
But
I just thought it's interesting.
8-bit style and 16-bit style, it works because it's simple.
Yeah.
When we started jumping to the polygons of PlayStation and whatnot, it looks really sharp and jagged, and it's really like that's why there's no games will ever look like that. They'll look either 8-bit, 16-bit, or
if my timing's right, we've got to wrap this up reasonably quickly.
Okay, Tekken 3.
Do you want to go again or not?
Yes, Skate 3, another third game. So Skate was in the world of just bombarded with Tony Hawk's games, and they were starting to really get monotonous and boring.
Yeah, they were.
Out comes Skate, a skateboarding game that had a whole different way of doing it. Rather than square as an ollie, X as a flip, and circle as a grab, it was all flicking of the thumbstick. You had to put it in the right spot to as if you were moving your feet. Like when you were in the air, one foot was your left foot, one foot your back, and you had to.
Still plays well now.
Still plays well. It's such a really grounded mechanic, and the best thing about it is you can do the game had bugs, but they were fun bugs.
Yeah, okay.
And you could like stack it into like a bench, and the bench would flip over you and murder people.
Can you pick it up now anywhere?
No. Oh, actually, no, I think you can. So it was originally sold out at one point, and then PewDiePie did some Let's Plays of it, and then EA actually reprinted it because of it.
Thanks, PewDiePie.
No, seriously, it's a great game.
Thank you, PewDiePie. Number 10, final one for me. I think I've mentioned this game so many fucking times. Final Fantasy VIII.
Okay.
Now this... Final Fantasy VII is gone down as like the best Final Fantasy in history. But if you go back and play the PS1 version now, it's really hard to. The story's still there, but it's graphically jagged. Like, it's uncomfortable to look at, especially on TVs, newer TVs. Final Fantasy VIII does a lot better in using more human models.
Yeah, it goes into the bigger, better, like, saw...
Yeah. It's more refined, right? But... It plays well, the gameplay is fun, but the story is just... It doesn't get enough of a mention. It's a very adult story, very mature, dealing with things like, loss and depression and, being a leader when you don't want to be and how you deal with that. It's a very grown-up story, and to play that now, even now... There's still a lot of life lessons you can gain from that game.
Because I still remember, I'm sure I've told the story on here before when I had the demo disc for Final Fantasy VIII. I just played the fuck out of it. And I love when you get like, I don't know, what do they call when you become like a giant demon guy?
The Guardian Force.
The Guardian Force. And I was like, boo, and just like punch dudes. And
yeah.
It's good.
Like, it's fun.
There's a fire guy, that was my favourite.
Ifrit,
yeah, that's it.
Like you can spend 120 hours on this game and not 100% it. But the story starts simple and it's just upwards. Like, it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper as you play further and further into the game. A lot of lessons to be learned from that game. You can pick it up on PS4, PS3, Vita and Steam for about $15. So you get about 100 hours gameplay for $15. That's a good ratio.
Yeah, so that's our personal top 10 games. Once again, top 10 games that stood the test of time. Thanks, Dylan.
Somewhere here, thanks.
Somewhere in this area. There were some really obscure ones in there, but I think you should all check them out. They are really solid stuff. Speaking of checking out stuff, be sure to go to this link down below, PopCulturists.com. Go there, read our reviews, look at our things. While you're there, be sure to click on the Facebook, the Twitter, all the other social medias.
YouTube. Yeah, and if you've just stumbled across this channel for whatever fucking reason, please subscribe. We need it.
Subscribe, thumbs up, whatever you want. Comment below, like, your list is dumb. We know.
You guys suck. Tell us what yours are.
Yeah, because this is not a list of... this is not our list of games that we think the community are the best 10 games of all time.
Very specifically
aimed what we thought.
Yes.
And we want to hear what you guys have to say. What's your personal top 10 list? Put them in the comments below, and we'll see you next week. I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.